Okay. I was there for will be a car by the watch channel so LFC Plavi. Miniminia Kobistana. We air the Liverpool Brothers podcast. You can Liverpool who some you be Liverpool who come on. But you sounds work other teams. Any Yama Hodwa ACC in the world of football and so on. And you know, Yamisha will be so I join here. Na subscribe. When my ring is over like a video and so comment ni who adventure video no ase. Okay, nti yensha say Liverpool any Arsenal ball game on Thursday. Arsenal home. They could be goalless draw. Nankofo be brave free say Arsenal beat me win the game easily. Ebi no mo nso ehun ni sa. Na Liverpool fans ni be brave hu ni say oh match we there. Ye kra no enke ya mo anke ye ka bibi currency ye postpone match no because who is a hand and for na shey bebre but the go year actually no it wasn't as difficult na game no cry and Liverpool ni betimi a win if there was a team to win the game enti uhu match ne sen o thoughts any said yeah we see who match before the game now who ni say Liverpool betimi asha na say now who ni say intimation and during the game so there now who ya when he jam who there na when he anje
Okay. First of all, made that you was subscribing or more make us say so subscribing. We thank them what you don't mean. Yeah, discussed it before, and I say we a gamer. It's Arsenal's game to lose. Or Mona, or we the favorites to win the game. If you go game in we have nothing to lose. Mona they have everything to lose. They almost a bull fee. And me see Dominic Sobosa interview a year before the game. Interview and Ibisan said that he think they are playing against the champions. And Dominic Sobosa said we are not playing against the champions. We are not playing against the champions. They are rather playing against the champions. And I think you showed glimpses of the Intia we were able to win the Premier League last season. Game in the shot, Arsenal came with the hits that we were expecting, and before the game, again, he said this is exactly how Arsenal would start the game. So I know better, don't be putting pressure to the game because, of course, almost able fear they are the favorites, they are Premier League leaders, and yeah, they are all of that. But Arne Slot was very smart. And yeah, BB piano, yeah, game planner we've been using for a couple of games now. They started game on yeah, they making sure say very compact, yeah, bam, the Chelsea play, like a cheer for that hop. It's very compact in the middle. Time yeah, especially early on in the first half, not Arsenal. The only route or more try say or they be creating chances through the wide area. Not going to be fighting. Nti that's all the court for Sam Hono and that's all the Beba Bukayo Saka Hono. Nti Yama Saka ne keke say a lot of 1v1s. Early on, Saka enya the better of him a couple of times, but as a game grew on, keke say to me coming out on top in that contest. Even on the other side, Trossard, the 1v1 endorses but anytime he are not Jeremy Frimpong so Obanachi Ebekwa Kono Bradley who defend all those situations. In the first half, Arsenal were on top. And in the second half, Obi ano hwe ball ni bia na expect say say I 0-0 first half in the second half they move be Liverpool be try say on be sabi Arsenal so they will look to update the tempo now we put more pressure on Liverpool now for making the first goal but Kobana Liverpool mom started the better side in the second half. And Arsenal when the second half they cost ni na be some say then the Arsenal game plan on the second half in here and I say yeah they are forcing on more go actually and I say mama too much respect because course na the more and more it went on and I will say Liverpool yensa is your money. Yensa is your money yes na you create so many goal scoring opportunities, but then you control game. A control game on Fifi with McAllister. Personally, now me who say McAllister, this was one of the better performance this season. He was very solid because before the game, I have a shot and I make question kakra say once I take it Jones, not start saying McAllister. Or yeah, there during the game, Gravenberg, until we impose ourselves into the game. Emma, as at 89th minute, not as na register shot on goal from second half now to the 89th minute. After I think after Gabriel Zubemona or Mutiminya some few ones be here and there, but all in all, second half the Liverpool dominating game. No, I felt like Liverpool did well. Although say share numbers now yeah pretty we didn't yeah most shot on target and also Mahu say not clinical edge or without your injury, without Salah, without Ekitike, without Isak no. Na focal point ni hɔ. The time bi ase Jeremy Frimpong yɛ 1v1 cry. Na ho sɛ ohun sɛ ɔyɛ comeback anaa or cross it because obiara hyɛ dɛ yɛ ni numbers of box mu saa because sɛ yɛ pɛ sɛ yɛ dominating midfield nti na box mu obiara hyɛ dɛ ni hɔ. Time bi ase ho sɛ Gakpo na ɔno no ase as a striker no mpo no ɔkɔ down the left wing. Nti na ama striker position obiara hyɛ dɛ ni hɔ. Sobosla ne bɛɛ that's why double number 10 bisa no but obiara hyɛ dɛ ni box na ɔbɛconvert. Nti Arsenal ntimi and dominate game sɛdeɛ na yɛ gyen sɛ nkɔm bi tumi adominate
game. Na wohwɛ performance wei a yɛbɛtumi agyina so de aka biribi sɛ Liverpool free Samuel Ekwei no yɛbɛhu massive improvement anaa na wohu ne sɛ still na kakra ansa na yɛtumi get back to some level of consistency. Because nkurɔfoɔ bebree ka sɛ we a massive improvement upon previous game. But me personally, the man who is because me who is our game we above very similar game. Even against Inter, we played better than this particular game. And Inter game is not similar. First half, no, we were just containing them. Second half, we about game. You started the game, no push on, and it me force that penalty in the last minute. Inti, yeah. Apart from City, say apart from City, the only big game yentimi performing against City, and to some extent Chelsea away. Apart from those two games, big games this season, Liverpool show up, and now Oshe and a slot of touchline against Arsenal. You could see that he wasn't that calm compared to the regular self. He was very no movie or back instructions to the players. Now he was very up for the game. He was bouncing. And now to me, who's the players, and so they are up for the game. In the game winner, and yet so much about attacking, but concentration. Players were sharp. They were always on their toes. International for a bad day on Benya BB. And me when it's a big games, and yet too difficult to be motivated players, because they want to show something in the big games. But the other games, not consistency in hardly. To when is a way, yenya say a better to us and I say, you best go back to factory settings for this season?
Very good question. Me know where I drink kakra. If you say we in your first time I was Liverpool perform this way. Of course, any Inter Milan you have similar kind of performance. Let's say a similar kind of
even against Madrid.
Yes. Real Madrid is so sad because I say and I only big team big team or better some level of respect. I mean, who say Arsenal is a level of respect. Because first of all, Arsenal you say we a game they can't afford to lose. Into the Omoma some level of respect. Into Omo attack crana or more the way they attack they want to do it in a way any too risky and more machine could go because they know Liverpool or firepower now. Or what you see what you meet my force damage. But the only Leeds United and only full and be a only just starting to lose because no season never chance and no can where the gamma can't say Liverpool there why are they at 1 point into only say most likely Robert and a Liverpool Shana Fulham manager writing manager and a middle class will be any permanent manager because Liverpool Shana into Liverpool a match of a bar we say will go all out we near the agility when we near BNC after all a Liverpool Premier League champion national. It is those dynamics in our counted. who say we are back. Me who say you bet me ejina we so they are pay with DBB. Name performance we performance they be as well as Liverpool are back because after all yeah who be before against Inter Milan, against Real Madrid, like Semenyo can Manchester City and Chelsea and only big games you know yeah boy home against the top side. Arsenal Korea yeah they can share at Anfield. And this is the second time Arsenal ball game at their home venue Oman Shegu the whole season. It shows a level of promise. A bit major way so they are with DPP some sort of confidence in momentum, but anyway, so you be and the Akase. I feel the Liverpool are back here, the compete and very, very far from it. And one other thing, so I'm going to say the airborne, me who say yɛbɛtumi abɔ se yaa consistently ɛbɛduru baabi no sɛne yɛabue a yɛayɛ ho sɛ yɛbɛyɛ yɛn ho conservative yɛntake rates bebree no we can't keep on playing like this all the time mahu sɛ because sɛ you lose so many games nti a kind of strategy and a slot first of all to save his job to save his skin because ɛbɛma pressure no so ate you lose so many games see a Premier League in the call the longest unbeaten run 9 and so 9 and 9 of the year because draws the brain so if we can yɛntimi wei na ɛnyɛ adeɛ a sɛdeɛ yɛrebɔ no ɛnyɛ a kind of system a yɛbɛtumi abɔ throughout the season ayɛ successful ɛwɔ sɛ ɛbɛduru baabi no we need to do more saa na mehu no nti I think the game we can take positives from it a bit without going to other games, especially we beat McAllister, manage any performance during the game. We can look on to better things.
Okay. The next thing I'm basically bizarre is say you know the way at Liverpool you see Bobo no I clear say against teams or more a defender with low block or more used to set pieces near the Adibibre in coach na can several times obi anim enye news beam the worst hidden secret the worst kept secret in the world of football you see but in the Champions League ibeshia teams are nobody is going to sit back say oh be attacking or be using low block at the ball long balls it doesn't necessarily happen especially see through the business end of Champions League now ibeshia teams are more attacking football teams are more so be person be winning in those kind of two-legged games, or the infant is a Liverpool we are round of 16, you qualify, boy, you are February. We are in the thick and thin of the Champions League business end. When is our tactics we are airborne, so hard to beat, but at the same time we can make a goal. When is a big increase your chances of going far in the cup competitions, it is a FA Cup and the Champions League, and saying I was in your chances.
Yeah, question here, brilliant question. Question here, very good question. Did you say a big team? Because say the year can also see she have big teams now, and in the Champions League you see she have big team. Or more Bema has some sort of respect here. Or more they won't come on to us to say they are small teams in the battle. And again, say any small teams there more in the Premier League to say we are come like a bright team here or no. The owners will be on you so the park channel. Champions League, big teams, especially say you do knock out say the whole canal. See, playing like this will give us more of a chance, especially with our current form because say Omoni and Omukobo near what said the Arsenal airbuya. First of all, you very harder to beat Eddie Salvation. Eddie Salvation. And on the more opportunity to say you be stay in the game as long as possible. And as and when I do those stages so most likely Andrew or not yeah attackers will be pronounced about that kind of salaba. Hopefully not a form when year during that time now there were other players as well almost buy into the fold those top scenes initially said any Arsenal boy said any other teams are bought I ain't take a risk between why am I is defensively solid because say only those teams in able. Na say team show mo kra na say oh yes solid na say ultimi and the go ultimi the go maybe a set piece and a because so what the so although say this is the share set piece be brave but yes set piece goes kakana a share most of them are Champions League, you know. Champions League it's
Mm,
me some low set piece there it may convert and
mm,
Champions League you know so I pace ni a bit slower a Premier League, you know. Nti yɛhyɛ season ase koraa no sɛ wobɛhu a Florian Bet ɔbrɛ wɔ Premier League no with intensity but na Champions League ɔbɔ ne kama paa nti ɛno nso yɛ another factor a ɛbɛsiw ti sɛ deɛ yɛbɔ sisi a sɛ momentum ne intensity ne soro bebree ɛwɔ te sɛ Premier League no with the way na yɛn nso yɛbɔ no ɛbɛboa yɛ ama we would stand a bigger chance sɛ yɛbɛgo a long way in the Champions League with the kind of the style of play that you use this year. I think say this will
mm,
work in the long run.
okay. Yeah, me so sana me hunu say this season it's not over yet. Yeah, when you be we have a lot to play for. You know, it's not over yet. So me share this particular season and me compare it to the season after Liverpool you win Premier League, you know, under club first time no. You win league, you know, so easily in that season. But the following season, no, not performances. Obi Beka say, oh, na you injuries, you injuries at the centre back position. Your centre backs, you know, pre-pri. But the truth is that before the injuries, no, na you there. Aston Villa share 7 goals. You lose to Aston Villa by I think 7-2 or 7-1. That was before the injuries ni neba. Into that season, you started and na me who says enkoyi senka players no crime pra na still na it was going to be a difficult season. The second thing, 2022-23 season, and also similar thing the see, yeah, perform me, yeah, finish fit. It was Klopp because my who say we break. I say, oh, and get Klopp and go be say, and get Klopp and give a bobo say. Truth and then say Klopp so wafa the slot from here be, or so far even worse because compare your position at this stage of the season in that 2022-23 season to this season, we are much better off. That season at this stage, you're the 7th in January. Now you're the 4th with more points than what we got in that season. Likely said this season you'll qualify for Champions League. We still have a chance to win a trophy. It's not all doom and gloom. Mihuni said there is still time for us to get something out of the season. Now, any Arsenal game, the key incident BACC before even moving on quickly to other issues are trending currently. Stonewall penalty. To me, Stonewall penalty I see in the second half. Leandro Trossard on Florian Wirtz. Na Stonewall penalty. Minim the India. Second thing, Conor Bradley, 90th minutes. Prior the Martinelli and a slot about because they won't blame me be but you know him say Arsenal players they are shit housery they are omoye because omo coach or no ankasa coach or one of the most shit housery coaches are or no person use to kwati kwan bia so the winning games because on him say own team coach attacking team if man both free flowing football emfa enti who those two incidences no who is enko criticize Martinelli bebree yɛ ma wabɛ apologize but me koraa me hu ne sɛ apologies no apology na ɛho hia ade no wayɛ deɛ ɔbɛyɛ awie na wopɛ sɛ wowin the game no wantimi awin nti no we just move on nobody cares deɛ ɛsiiɛ no obi amfa ho ma nkurɔfoɔ nka deɛ ɔmbɛka ɛbɛ die down there was no need for the apology but wabɛ apologize wohu those two incidents Stonewall penalty ɛna Martinelli issue no
Measures every panel. Me so me who is there panel. From first glance, I was not me sure, because now I am say it's not enough. Not Florian Wirtz now the initiative contact, but me actually be me. Said the Trossard is buy no intention to go for the ball. That's the first key thing. No intention to go for the ball. And also, I didn't line. It's a shame. My most amount for his argument say Florian Wirtz a ball so not in Sanka. And no day it doesn't come into it. The fact that that ball or do the plan or the core inside and it doesn't matter selling on line, the can line. The many instances are will be to me one view with the goalkeeper. I know I was so as a keeper. but or what so I was the only team go fancy, but when you was some one keeper no a trip penalty. And it's the same thing, it's the same thing here. So now me who is a penalty, but meaning the idea VAR no arm and uncle shit because referee no who far I was say VAR no and community intervening man share. But anyway, the other incident in so no, me who said the apology was it was pathetic. Me and only way that makes my mouth because the idea me enka ade na nkasa oyɛ no nka ade na nkasa piano free park no so no me enye no ankasa na me share the first instance Conor Bradley ekeke ball na otop Martinelli can ball and all the ball the fact say all the ball ni kan ball no ɛhɔ ɛna me problem is as if dey tin all the ball or the ball ansa na ɔde ne nsa ka no ɔde ne nsa ka no wie na or realize say Conor Bradley and I were part na fe ɔde ne nan ko to dwi enso ɛwɔ no ɔde ne wɔ no ansa kra do upia no nti ɔyɛ nioma bɛɛ miɛnsa ansa mpo na ɔupia no ɛno na ɛma no yɛ west ma no nti wontumi nye wei nwie ɛnsa mba mmɛpa akyɛw de anaslot ɛka menyɛ sure sɛ anaslot hu sɛ ɔde bɔɔl no ɛnkɔ nkasa asɛm ɛna ɔ sɛ anaslot no obi a recently wapɛsi a bit of criticism ɛwɔ media ne ne ade ti mehu ne sɛ ne nyinaa account na ɔtry sɛ ɔbɛyɛ diplomatic ne ade I disagree with anaslot mehu ne sɛ anaslot ɔtry sɛ ɔne media no bi play some kind of a Idiama. People are saying, oh, he's a manager with class. He is a manager with class, but for that, you know, I disagree with him. Now, apology, they on fan baby. Or share that. No, Martinelli na Ankasa. Or no, Martinelli na Ankasa. 2 seasons ago, Manchester United, I think it was Everton. Me share that kind team ko. Or only Brian, or no quite no only pitch in the so. Brian Abonting. Ateta tia no sɛ ɔmfa ne pira no nkuru rapid no so no ndafo
mahu sa
ne the table na ten ya you know but me tia sɛ kakra in a way enka wanyɛ those 3 instances na nka o try sɛ ɔhya no ana ɔkasa akyɛ referee no abra wamfa ne nsa nka no ɔka kyerɛ referee ni sɛ ɔmpie free park no so I no ka metia sɛ because Pekati and all those things, but even before the piano, I think it was unacceptable.
Yeah. Okay, you're the free Liverpool in Arsenal game, so now any other things is see. You better Classico this weekend. Barcelona are qualified to the final of the Supercup. Madrid and so to Michel, Atletico Madrid. Qualified to the final. It was a feisty game, and Tokwane Zembre see at the end of the game. But news a woman said Barcelona versus Madrid in the final. This season, Madrid can share Barca back up. But you share that Barca near compare to this current Barca team now a different. Indeed, giving that information, when I say El Clasico, no. Saying the prediction here.
Classico a very difficult one to call because Real Madrid, yeah, you know, Barcelona of form, almost leading La Liga, even in the last 5 games from conceded goal. But even Madrid, yeah, and shut down you can almost watch your last 5 matches, almost winning now. And there's a report class to say Kylian Mbappe a fit to play the game. He needs some best taxi and will be free bench about. You can say first game, look, I'm not only team that travel here, but on one travel this year team now and then or year training. You'll be available for the game. Mention from Barcelona's point of view, Kaka. Barcelona a team in the last 5 games almost conceded go make it clean sheet. So in their I think it was their last game against Espanyol, almost conceded so many chances. Almost clean sheet too. But even Osha expected goals in any chances made in the idea. Omo conceded so many chances, and Omo goalkeeper Juan Garcia had to step up. Or no, or yeah, many crucial saves. So the save Omo. I know them a bomb Omo keep that clean sheet. Although say Barcelona are winning now, Omo on top form. Still now, who said there's a vulnerability to Omo actually on Omo back line and Omo high line Omo ball. Nti as usual, be there Real Madrid never try to exploit it. Me who say Real Madrid echo game nim na almost try say almost sit back nkoa normal try counter attack. Barcelona be ebe shot. Barcelona be too shot mo bebree because Barcelona is team almost watch say even say Real Madrid try some the counter no nkoa as a game plan almost equal game nim. Na say almost 2 goals cry. Almost sit back Barcelona be shot mo 5. If you be pona 5 na Barcelona shot. Nti I was almost pressing Barcelona for. Sana me who say I was say idea also mo go game. It is almost set back on one because my shape Rudiger. I don't mean him say hoist and ever fit. I'm not sure. Rudiger chile hono and but my Roma did the chile on here. Almost time almost set back on one. Barcelona had no go team. We to show almost 6 because said the Rafinha more even and saying Rooney bag more. Yeah, share Barcelona even from last season. Without Lamine Yamal, no motivation go. I think there was a point last season that Lamine Yamal may say about 5 games. We may win back cry. But even now, since Lamine Yamal in the cry now, Rooney Baggy, Monet Rashford, Mono, Mutimi Edman, and say Ferran Torres, or Mushe goes in the camera, even without Lewandowski or any other. It's in Barcelona firepower, we try say, oh, sitting back with the point with. Now, make sure the whole idea there be. May sure say the fact. It means I am going to say also Madrid idea also would go game and all. Barcelona and so the or match the honor. On my high line also will make sure say concentrations level is high because a clean Mbappe be bubia or a one player watch the all the when you space and one you're running into Barcelona for no say concentration level within Isra Mbappe will be on watch say against Barcelona outside you be but or time in the year this time no nya the right and quadia or no nya 5 chances or be 4 if you are there Barcelona also we need to worry of it see ana me who no my prediction me person my prediction na my prediction no my gen one me who prediction me who is a good bebe mo die me who is a good bebe ana me who
They were calling. Why not we winning?
me who is a Barcelona be fa game no but me who is a be yes previous ones na ya na akoye inti ama Barcelona me who is a be tight both teams that they share goals they will go to the last end if you can go more than 90 minutes but Barcelona firepower no and say Mbappe in sheda in face here who's our best starter and our starting and mami leaning more towards a Barcelona win in the Super Cup final.
Okay. Yeah, I think that Barcelona a bit me a winning game way. Say Madrid a corner omo a CD possession, but some way effective with omo counter attacker. I think that they will have joy. I think that this season, most of the times, a Madrid could game no more of the possession. They don't do well when they concentrate on possessing the ball. Indeed, Barca would want to take the possession anyway. Indeed, no, but if they remain solid and they have a threat in here because omone Barca ball weekend that was what they had against Barca. The threat on the counter. They were cool and calm. Pass it through and for press no normal exploit this space behind. Indeed, that is what Mihune said Madrid beating me. So multi no then they have a chance, but a very difficult game for Madrid. I'm going to Semenyo to City now. It is official. He has already played a game. He has scored a goal, given an assist. Initially, na me feeling about Semenyo to City, na me who say M1 because I think say the style of play, the way I will shoot, he's still a bit raw. Obi he has some fine tuning to be able to fit into Pep Guardiola style of playing. But Nancy, me start dream who be na me say no. I think say I'm looking at it the wrong way. The entire me who say Pep Guardiola are called in for Semenyo. And yet because he's a finished product. And yet because when he said he is the best on the market in terms of talent and as a quality. No. There are so many other players and could beat me a for. But I think Adebako Emma Semenyo standing out. Ne career trajectory no was shows or yeah player back he never gives up. He's willing to learn, he's willing to improve, and at every level be or adjust it. He kicks on. He kicks on from every level. Be I'll share the trajectory now. Indeed, I mean, when it's in the story, no, Pep Guardiola per player or fight or what determination or grit. I would be canny team no anymore. So I mean, who say what should go? Who say ne start no when you good start. A bit twice and I say that.
After Semenyo, a transfer, no. The Ghana public rightly so. A bit more casting, yeah, Pep Bemoy, a system player, or my own ball, so. Me who say, this season, Pep actually say there are sometimes, what I said this season, he's trying to adapt or trying to adapt or be adapted in the sense that you see, when who say any possession need be brave to surface, and even to see the kind of players are out on, and yet players are what will be said Tijani Reinders. Tijani Reinders in yet will be or yet more of a controller or a ball carrier or a more of box to box and recarning those things. If say watch this season, Manchester City average possession, and this is their lowest average possession since 2017. It's almost see their possession more of the time than before. It's will be one and say even Haaland, most of the goals not shallow. Acquire 1v1s more. Omutimi share that beat you. Na waba when you near points. Yeah, it's a ball combination with Foden, Bernardo Silva, near Pigeon fast. Na Haaland and you're 1v1. Omu play to the strength of Erling Haaland, their best player. It's what is Semenyo Beka, what is the idea? Because Haaland name main man. It's we a winger now, we a forward player now back. Not just say or so was some kind of creativity aspect will give me more basically ababe what team because Haaland na a main guy on the was a supply in the but Semenyo also a creative player or share midfielders attacking midfield and wingers crowd Premier League in man or ranking about 20 in terms of the expected assist or Bournemouth. It's semi minimal as a Pep Guardiola winning. It's games in a still no Semenyo. It's major Hona Magic to say, yeah, who said this season? So there are a few games after Haaland and she go. Manchester City have bread and Saloma she go. You say even earlier in the season after bare 15 games now, or more top scorer we Haaland 3-1 own goals. Recently, na 4 day shake him when you numbers kakra home. Iti, me who say Pep Guardiola pay another focal point. Make a focal point and you say another number 9. Name another good threat. Another good threat to beat my man numbers aka Haaland. Then say that is the main reason why it's here or this Semenyo back into the fold. Iti, me who say in some games, any time be or be here. Semenyo profile, but in some games obe issue Semenyo no. Efema Man City are very unpredictable because omo to me a control possession said they who so omo here. Omo the Man City the ni say sa no omo ball. In some games and so obe to man only see weapons so no the Semenyo to one side the Doku to one side not just say abeye direct into Doku no oduru ball and that's obeye cross yama Haaland. Semenyo also the direct piece both feet dribbling explosiveness on the back on the other way. You see, everybody something positive Semenyo be adding to this Manchester City. It means only say a bad deal. It could be a very good deal, and Semenyo will also need to adapt. Any the BR no be use any explosiveness and any the good threats. No, Semenyo a high volume shooter or both shot to be brave. And Manchester City na wabalo unya sa luxury na embo short bebree ne bi because it's the na him guy. Sometimes the ubi here so be pass it. And Semenyo also you be a Bournemouth statistically on take touches the breed and 90 minutes
Mm,
the touches per game from in this roster. And
mm,
see about Manchester City no. Manchester City be having more of the ball or getting more comfortable with having a lot of the ball at his feet. And also improving the passing, and the one-touch passing, the link-up play. And no, I mean, it's all be improving all that through training here. Pep Guardiola and Buano. You see, and no, yes, small adjustments are. And what's all yeah, if he wants to have yeah, kind of say a consistent run of games or Manchester City team, but already there was some good elements and some and you maybe only game you know that Manchester City and Pep Guardiola a bit near free no any many ya. Me who say say Pep Guardiola and sorry Antoine Semenyo say with me adjust very quickly or a player he could be a key player in some Manchester City meet the Premier League, you know, because said you who say goal threat no with me or fast have goal threat no say you see our double figures or Premier League, you know. Into you to me the sound numbers no any the goal threat na ka Erling Haaland who through the wide areas ɛbɛboa no yie mehu ne sɛ sɛdeɛ amanfoɔ ka sɛ competition Manchester City Savinho wɔ hɔ Doku wɔ hɔ ɔmotumi de Rancheki ball on the right Bernardo Silva tumi ball on the right the competition wɔ hɔ no mehu ne sɛ sɛ ɔde saa goal threat no ɔma yɛhu saa goal threat no anim yi a ɔbɛka team nim ɔbɛnya consistent run of games ama ɛno koraa bɛboa no ama no asa improve those nneɛma no a meka sɛ obɛhia so bɛ improve no obɛtumi adjust to saa nneɛma no very quickly nti a very good deal for Semenyo. And said the Oka is a player was show say movie up a level be or up in the game. He's willing to learn or improve. And I was that age and so beat me added something to his game. Because me can me only say and your man car Semenyo at the back of the game and yen your man edging bibria untimi fan kind of game. And your man me only so beat me account. Especially say who manager Pep Guardiola or be trust we enough amount the opportunity, no amount of time I would be adjust this Sunday or not. It is a very good deal for Antoine Semenyo say what joining Manchester. The best boy in terms of Black Stars and so near days say they will play or what the elite level of ball in the Champions League will be that experience, no. Am even going on to the World Cup, no. So you will play as Antoine Semenyo away ranks you say you were a top player or boy at the elite level. I'll be me a boy.
and so me tell you all can hear some of your competition here tough or city, but or bibia ne competitors nini bit is Savinho ni
Yeah.
Dokuno, which is numbers, assists, goals. It is of course why improve on that and quantity you'll be in the team, which I agree with perfectly. Okay, yeah, wrap it up. Into who is a Semenyo Abasiti no, to say Omo Haaland, Omanya Semenyo, goal threat and to say ɛnyɛ nipa baako abɛyɛ nipa mmienu there will be goals from other players as well. Title race with Arsenal, is this going to have any effect on the title race? Because you say Arsenal have 6 points, but there is still a lot of games to play. There is still a lot more to play for. Arsenal ɛwɔ adwuma yɛ ɛda wɔn anim, even though ɔmo ayɛ adeɛ paa up to this point, but adwuma no ɛda wɔn anim mímí hu ne sɛ ɛso koraa kyɛn deɛ ɔmo ayɛ dada. Nti saa Semenyo signing way quickly within 30 or 1 minute. Saying how it is going to affect the title race.
Me who say and your man said you me who say it will have an effect in the title race because say Erling Haaland no or the design goals no air banner say me the need the can one and you who say Manchester City actually hono omo very solid omo concede nti sɛ ɔmo wɔ another firepower no mu add more goals o hyɛ no ahyɛ a yɛbɛpɔ no ahyɛ o 3-2 a all those Oma concede, but Omu goals threatening may allow more Amo really more games than they have before. And see, it will have an effect in the title race. It be Arsenal so actually say Omo over reliance on set piece, you know. And also yeah, idea later on in the season, me who say it beats me up a home, so man find a solution to it. And see, all lose goals with o set piece and in fact that's will be so a big play on also many goals are not just say evidently a bit me I have a huge say our title race but So now who say Arsenal have it all in their hands. Me who say in terms of almost squad and the kind of players or more at their disposal, they should have enough. Said they should have enough to cross the line. But the moon is a big key decider. Hey, February yeah, baby running. By the end of February, I was say Arsenal actually leading him by more than 6 points to have a chance. If say a February air match, not say point gap no air 3 and 2 means that Arsenal will be in trouble. They will be in trouble not because of any tactical and they will be in trouble mentally because on which no what title reason for 3 consecutive seasons already second. It is a near the end. Not say that's a 1 point, 2 points. Not say goals and some bad jokers mean goals now. Me who is psychologically a bit affect you. But so when you say gap and say buffer now, a bit more when you some confidence. Let's just go all out and play our game. Indeed, and some your mass dynamics in them who say a bit a key effect in the title reset. A bit more Arsenal and Manchester City. I'm about to let the Premier League title. Don't forget Aston Villa and so on. Almost beat me across the BB, but somebody me who say top four might be their limit in the long run.
Arsenal points gap now or can say by the end of February also the other point I make on say at that time you be through the business end of the Champions League. Now but Champions League game you find a quarter final a big game you have to win that game. You can't rotate for that game. Neither can you rotate for a weekend game in the Premier League. You have to win both games. In Tiahono, that is when we are going to see the real test. Say any day say a Champions League in a group stages na bob until be a group business end now juggling those competitions, those games with the Premier League. Because last season Liverpool in February. Yakobo PSG ye PSG ye free mu na weekend here Carabao Cup final. Na nko mu kunye Newcastle for. Enti Arsenal e wa assemble.
And as what I mentioned PSG on the press conference in there 15 times.
I'm on the PTSD. Enti na dey be o ka ho asem. Enti Arsenal dey no dey ebebo mo an say between league no gap increase gap points gap no. So mutimi increase points gap to more than 6. In fact some 8 or 10 points gap. They will be able to relax into because so far so what the way Arsenal for see bobo na need the only team person league na they are not playing relaxed. They are playing so tense. Match BI is so tense. Every goal they concede is like the end of the world for them. Normally say OG league na yes sir so relaxed. League a woman say OG che matisa and Crawford say oh OG che 20 years on GB or first time OG be no bebre. That is not true. And yet true because Liverpool edge and GB for 30 years. Jurgen Klopp will blow everybody out of the water. No be a as at this time. At the same time in that season. No be a until you can win the league with a huge points gap. Even say OGB 100 years ago, Nina say born be convinced we attacking football be share goals. Inti me when say no na Arsenal for here. Yeah, wrap it up quickly. Now before say BS no. Yeah, Liverpool next game against Barnsley, right? In the FA Cup. A home and away. I think say home, right? A home. Yeah, inti we boss our game. No expect massive changes and I say you be some of the first team players. Obi to say Rio Ngumoha, who is obetimi and starting this game. Ramsey, the right back, also who is obetimi in game and what are the other changes who is obetimi about a lineup for that particular game?
May expect a massive rotation. Me want still na because of sending a squad and I you said we see I stretch especially forward areas. So now bet me who some of the guys they be a gap to be because once on no free injury by and change we need fatigue anyone in there and he answer be a sharp if they will be to say that to be to start the game. Me share ni mo say me who we on Gomoha in fin be a train on because he okay away and acquire tricky kakra. Maybe I don't hear some experience be one thing, but acquire fear no. Me who say me who Curtis Jones because one started against us. Me who Tree Meaning say endo and that's so injured. Actually, also Joe Gomez advance. You be who Joe Gomez. You be who Mama Dachipili. They show also see who be a Robertson. The back line, no, you need choice in the probably I had like Konate Van Dijk as answer Abubi because I don't think there were any other alternative. Maybe Federico Chiesa, so and they are one of the starting forward in the attacking line. Against Man City, I think say Salah nothing really be
Yeah, away games in there say oh corner ko change bi bra hwe aho akere. Sisi a me bie Twitter no man who say Crystal Palace for Marco Macclesfield the year free defending champions FA Cup. Nti away games ni de odi di agora to betimi asa gidigidi. Away games no. Nti yan wrap it up. Yan wrap it up. Na mpese mbisa question bi as me rare question crow. That was a BB about okay, Salah. But who said Cecilia Egypt lead by 2-0. Omone Ivory Coast and boy first half from about 35 minutes. Now and me share the music Ivory Coast be winning. Now Salah be free. That can next week.
after
But
see
we
I'm
have
a
a
family
match.
call. Never many call me who so much it Oh wow. Okay.
The Salah enya mafi. The ekwa na
I
ahwe
don't
a
know,
qualify,
but
but
me just think we a last of you.
that may be but my prediction and then my prediction you know I say because say Nigeria be free mun and then Nigeria share because Egypt be free mun
Oh,
or no
Nigeria, the
yes what
mama
share
may you make go support or we predict is on the
hey
free run of
but once a
Nigeria.
Nigeria coach you know akwa no or ye bibi o minim de nti amali for ne pamo no because me who say we are all about the coach Nigeria all these players have been there this one and they haven't been playing well it is coach we were on the ball World Cup qualifiers now sen come qualify easily because born on more born there and boy they free World Cup qualification on any level you know anyway that is it for a show no yeah there will be bias so be say unsubscribe yeah yes subscribe make sure that over smash the like button no hype video no so be to me hype ya na afi ma you comment or say or share video no catch that for fra o monte na almost went me hwe bi nyame nhira bebre hwe ho so yi na hwe obi foforo nso so yi so be to me ya da ma se bebre.
Thank you.